So, obviously safety is paramount for not just us but all e-wallet players as well. We are monitored by guidelines and policies that are stipulated by Bank Negara, so we follow those very, very strictly. On top of that, because we are part of the Axiata Group, Axiata Group has invested a fair amount into cybersecurity. We're leveraging all those components there. So as an example, we have something called a Group CSOC, Cybersecurity Operations Center, that basically monitors the traffic that we're going through and identify whether there are any kind of anomalies in that traffic. Number one. Number two is we actually do have something called a bug bounty process that we actually invite, if you like, clean hackers to come in and try to penetrate our system. And if they do find any loopholes, they immediately plug those loopholes. Right? Thankfully, nothing's been found yet, so we are 100% secure. Yeah.
All right, great. Now maybe we can open the floor to some questions. Yes, we've got one person over there. Can we get the mic to him?
By the way, so the first one, yes, you're absolutely right, because as we had mentioned before, I think you know that the wallet users today tend to be a little bit urban-centric. They tend to be of a certain demographic which is younger, and so this initiative have to reach out to the broader masses, right? Now, two things that are happening. One is on the ministry side, one is on the government side, and then the other one is on what Boost and some of the other players are doing. So on the ministry side, as an example, we did a launch session this morning. This was in the Pasar Besar SS2. So we didn't go to a mall, we didn't go to a big kind of a situation like this, but it was in the pasar, right? Tomorrow we are going to go to Kuching, right, to reach out to the masses there. Day after that, we're going to hit Penang. There's a schedule of all these, visits that's a little bit designed and organized by the ministry, such that we actually hit beyond just Kuala Lumpur, beyond just the Klang Valley. It's going to reach out to the vast majority of Malaysia. That's on the government side. On our side, we're deploying, internally we call it the Red Army, but I guess, sometimes the Red Army has a different connotation, especially if you grew up in the 1940s and lived in China. The Red Army had a very, very different connotation. But we are deploying an army of people dressed in blue and red, and we're hitting various parts of Malaysia throughout very, very intensely before Chinese New Year, and then subsequently over Chinese New Year. So you'll find us in little towns, you'll find us in big cities, you'll find us all across Malaysia, right? So you won't be surprised that if you go into, YB is from Bangi, but if you go a little bit further south to say Semenyih and all that, and you're sitting there having your, like your noodle soup or whatever, then suddenly you see a whole bunch of Red Army guys walking through. That's going to be quite commonplace over the next 2 months. Your second question, actually it is I won't say too much on behalf of MOF. I think you should pose that question to MOF. But I would say that on my side, I think that a lot of this is geared such that we actually, if you like, kind of trigger a little bit the economy, right? I think YB mentioned earlier on that 2019, some of the retails felt a little bit of the pinch. There was a little bit of softening. I think this is a really nice, forgive the pun, boost to the economy. And I think that the government wants that money to be used, right? So we will do whatever it can to try to push that. There is actually a steering comp that's tracking the numbers. Can fight that. Being met, then there will be additional, if you like, programs, awareness programs, activation programs that the ministry will want us to do such that we do get the word out.
If I may add, I think the question just now was how if the prototype is not clean. So it's announced in the newspaper as well, and the Ministry of Finance, saying that a certain criteria, they have allocated 450 million. There are a period of 2 months for the riot to use this. In the event that it is not spent by the 14th of March, then it will be given back to the government. So please came now and use now and don't wait until last minute, okay?
Alright, thank you. We have another question at the back.
I think you know that we've reached 5 million users in sometime late last year. So for this year we're looking to kind of grow our base to between 8 to 10 million, right? I think that will be a very sizable base for us. Obviously, we're looking at quality as well, not just quantity. And this is one number I would share with you. At the end of last year, our active users, by the way, were using on average 350 ringgit every 7 days, right? So we are using analytics to find the right set of customers who will not just come in and go up, but will come in and continue to replace cash with wallets, right? 350 ringgit is a lot. Every 7 days, yes. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
With one of the players, and because of that, we benefited significantly from it. 35,000. Out of that, 2/3 are what we would classify as what we call tier 3 and tier 4 merchants. So this is your char kway teow guy in SS2, your makcik nasi lemak in Kota Semenyih, the food hawkers, the food stalls, right? The folks who actually they're not in these malls. And part of the reason why we started Boost in the first place, right? It's a fantastic lifestyle app, it's a great payment device, but actually we were creating this to serve that segment of the merchants. Why? Because one of the things that we've done now is now that they've actually started transacting a fair bit on our platform, we now have enough data to credit score them, right? And actually there is one of our sister companies within the Algeta Digital family that's now providing microloans, right? 3,500 ringgit per month on average to these small merchants. These are working capital loans. So this for the char kway teow guy, he wants to buy more kway teow, he wants to buy more eggs. We're creating credit lines for him to do that, right? And then we realized that actually, you know what, for these micro merchants, when the gentleman falls sick, he can't come and he can't fry his kway teow, then he can't pay his loan. So we've introduced now, working with Great Eastern as our underwriting partner, a micro insurance product where for as low as 3 ringgit, you can buy a 15,000 ringgit coverage, right? So we're essentially taking technology, using that technology to benefit Malaysia as a whole. And one of the segments of the economy that we really left untouched, large organizations that left untouched, is the bottom of the pyramid, right? It's the micro SMEs, right? And that's why we're doing all of this to power the micro SMEs. Yeah?
That's really amazing, actually. Any more questions from...
A micro innovation hub, and there are various things that we're doing. I'm looking at a friend from background here because one of the innovations is actually with them. But there are 12 different components of very major innovation, right? So just to give you an example, an innovation was bill payment that we introduced many years ago. Street parking was an innovation we introduced. We were first doing it in Malaysia. We have 12 of these micro innovation hubs. We call them squads. That's developing some really cool innovation. We don't want to launch the innovation right now because it's going to crowd out what the government's trying to do with eTUNAI right now. But soon after the eTUNAI right now campaign, you'll see some of them coming out, and they're really cool. I can't say more than that.
You really got me excited there. So again, ladies and gentlemen,